podcast so that you can grab a piece of their testimony and carry it along with you. And if you can grab a little piece each and every week, along the journey, it becomes something more and more beautiful each and every week. So today I brought on Joi Towner, and without further ado, drum roll, please. And there she is. What's up, Joy?
Hey, everybody. It's your girl. I'm Joi Towner. I am 37, and I am an amazing stroke survivor. I'm a mom of two, a wife, and I'm from Chicago, and I hail now in Colorado Springs. And I encourage people and motivate and pass this beautiful smile on to the world. Hey, y'all.
It's contagious.
What's up, Mark? How you doing, boo?
I'm doing good. How about you, Joy?
I am excellent. Ready to
Yeah.
celebrate life.
There you go.
And
There you go. There you go. How's the weather out there?
It's beautiful. Today was about 80 degrees, and I went for a nice 1 mile walk and did my little squats to get that booty right. You know, you gotta hide them cheeks.
Watch out.
Yeah, but
So, yeah, how often you I noticed that you've been started walking. So how often do you do it, every day or?
well, I try to walk at least 5 days a week. But life happens, and by me being a mom of an 8 and 11-year-old, it doesn't always allow me to do what I want to do. So I at least try to get 3 days in, but I try to go for at least 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, for everyone out in the community, can you explain when your stroke happened and like what happened, how it happened, what was going on, and all that jazz?
Okay, well, that is quite a little adventure. Um,
They all are, right?
I'll start from what led up to the stroke.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Number one is genetics. My mom died from a stroke when I was 10. So, of
Oh
course,
wow.
part of my DNA. And my dad actually had about 3 or 4 strokes.
Oh
So
wow.
he's still alive though, thank God. But so of course that's DNA. So that was the first issue. But when I was about 23, I learned that I was hypertensive, but I still didn't really know what that meant. So they gave me medicine and was like, take this. Well, I still don't know what that means, so I'm gonna take it for the meantime. But then, it's not gonna last because I'm 23, and at 23 you're young, so you kind of feel like you're invincible. And life kind of kept happening, and then I moved to Colorado when I was 25, and the altitude in Colorado is way different from the altitude in Chicago. So a bitch got up here and couldn't breathe. Okay.
Hmm.
So I start having problems with my heart and start getting headaches all the time and all these different things. And I would go to the doctor and they would switch my medicine. And I was just like, I'm tired of being your guinea pig because I still didn't understand that medicine was trial and error. So I just stopped taking it altogether.
I I might have missed it, but what were you taking the medicine for originally?
It was supposed to be just for high blood pressure.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was for my high blood pressure. And like I said, they kept switching it every time I went back to the doctor. And I was like, well, shit, if you don't know what I'm supposed to take, I ain't gonna take nothing. I'm just gonna trust my God, drink my water, and do my thing.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what I did. And
Hey, George T, what's up?
what's up, George? But anyway, so um, when we end up moving into our house in 2013, and I had an episode to where I passed out behind the wheel on the way actually to sign the papers for closing of the house, and I
Wow.
passed out behind the wheel. And my dumb ass, being the dummy that I was back then, they was like, "You want to go to the hospital?" I'm like, "No, I wouldn't go sign these papers because I need a house." So,
All
I,
right.
and I forgot all about it. We came signed papers, and then a year went by that I was enjoying my new beautiful house. And then one day I was cleaning with my kids who were then 3 and 5, and I was shampooing carpets, and I just felt different. I felt lightheaded. My left leg went to sleep. You know those tingly feelings you get, and you just
Hmm.
kind of hit it and wake it up. And so I
Hmm.
did that, and I called my husband at work, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't feel right. Luckily, my neighbors were in my garage, and they were working on my truck. And he called them and had them come check on me. Well, by the time they got to me, I was already on the floor in my vomit and in my pee because while shampooing this carpet, and I felt like I felt after I called my husband, I'm thinking I'm just lightheaded because I hadn't ate anything, I hadn't had any water or anything. So I thought that was the only thing that was wrong with me. And so I went and sat down. And as soon as I sat down, I was like, ooh, I gotta pee. I stood up and I hit the floor. And I just
Mm.
remember throwing up and peeing on myself. And I remember somebody saying, Joy, stick your tongue out. You having a stroke. And of course, I still didn't comprehend that. I was 31 at the time, and I
Mm-hmm.
still didn't really, I didn't know what the hell that meant. Even though my mom had died from it, but I was 10 when she died, so I didn't know what that meant, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I just remember waking up in the hospital and that arm was just like wailing everywhere. And I was beating the shit out these nurses. And I was like, I want to go home. And I remember they gave me some drugs in my IV. I went to sleep. And then I woke up again and my coochie didn't feel right. I said,
Uh,
my coochie didn't feel right. So I reached down there and I'm like, well, what the hell? I pulled the whole catheter out of my coochie. And then I remember trying to stand up, and I stood up and hit the floor because I still hadn't processed that I had a stroke.
yeah.
And yeah, that was the fun part of my stroke. And then I was pissed, of course, when I finally started to like process the
Start
information.
to hit set in. Yeah.
Yeah, it set in and I was hot. And to be honest, I was hot with God first. I really was. Because I'm like, how
Mm-hmm.
my father gonna allow this to happen to me? You took my
Mm-hmm.
mama when I was 10 and now you trying to take me from my kids. So I was hurt and I was pissed off. But then I don't know, I went to sleep and I guess God kind of took over in my life as he always does.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of woke up with an epiphany. And it was like, shit, everything you've ever been through in life from growing up in Chicago has prepared you to get through this stroke. So I was just like, that's the day I woke up and decided I'm a winner. I'm handy capable. This stroke ain't finna stop nothing in my life, and I refuse to give up. I still got my
Mm-hmm.
smile. I'm gonna pass this on to people. So I
There
just
you go.
flipped that shit. Like, yeah, I'm about to
There
turn
you
it
go.
into a blessing. And here it is.
Right.
I'm saying,
Boom.
hey.
Right. I had on Brady Johnson, and
Hey,
his
Naomi.
Hey Naomi. I had on Brady Johnson, and his mama, you know, he said the same thing to his mama. Why me? And his actually, I think it's his grandma, and he uh, he was the one that, I don't know if you watched it or not, but he was the gentleman that was in the Air Force, and he was fit, running 6 miles a day and everything. And he just had a stroke out of nowhere, and he was laying in the hospital bed and whatnot, and I think it was his grandma came in, and he's like, why me? And his grandma was like, baby, why not you? you know so it's one thing, like how people perceive things, like you
Mhm.
said, at first, of course, natural reaction to be angry, but you can't hold on to that anger.
You
Like, you
won't
have
get
to, and like you said, you got to flip that script. You got to turn that anger into motivation. Turn that anger to motivation. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna freaking, exactly how Brady's grandma said, why not you? So then you pave a path for others to follow. You
hmm
know,
And then you gotta
because
think about it. I think about it as, like you said, why not you? I mean, it's you because can't nobody do it like you. Everything that you ever been through, don't nobody know your story. They just see what you're going through now, but they don't know where you come from. And I feel like everything that anybody, because we all got a struggle and we all got a story to tell. And some things are seen and unseen. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
Everything that anybody has ever been through in their life has prepared them for whatever tragedy or trauma that's gonna happen in the future. Because life gonna always throw us a curveball and try to
Mhm.
knock us out the park. But we gotta grab that bat and be like, "Bitch, what?" You know what I'm saying?
Grand slam.
That part.
Right.
Yes, I'm a
Yeah.
believer in that. Because, like you said, it's a natural reaction. We're humans at the end of the day. And when you're young and you go from being vivacious, and for me, I was a hairstylist, so I used both of my hands. You know what I mean? So I was angry because I was no longer braiding, and I've been braiding hair since I was 7. And then you telling me at 31 I can no longer do it? Oh, I was hot. That I was so good. I braided people names in their head. I was
Oh
cold
wow.
with it, and so I
Yeah.
was pissed. But then I just remember what I still have. I still have my spirit. I still have my smile. My kids still have their mom. You know what I mean? It's the little things that you got to be grateful for in life and realize it could have been so much worse.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So once you had your hi, hi salute, hi Tom. So once you had your stroke and whatnot, what was what happened after that? Like you were in the hospital.
Well,
Mm.
of course, after the stroke, I was still just trying to process my new life. One of the things that I cried about daily, honestly, for about a year was how was I going to get back into playing with my kids because they were 3 and 5 and they were used to mommy being the one to get on a trampoline with them and to go run and all the crazy daredevil things mommy did because I'm crazy. But so I literally cried every single day. I won't lie. I cried and I cried and I cried. But I also had moments every day where it was like, you woke up this morning. You can try again. We ain't gonna just quit. And they watching me. So it was like my kids saw me falling and they gotta watch me rise. So after stroke, it was it's gonna be woe is me or are you gonna do something about it? So I just kept volunteering in a classroom. And their teacher actually saw something in me and was like, you work really well with the kids and they just love you. We have a program and we'll pay for you to go back to school and da 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 da.
What?
What the fuck you say? I was about that life. I'm like, so what I'm gonna do? And they're like, yeah, you can go back to school and become a preschool teacher. And I'm like, I thought about it and I was like, well, when I was younger, I wanted to do that, but I grew up in Chicago and them kids bad as hell. I was I was like, well, but I'm in Colorado Springs now, and these kids are complete like 360 from what I'm used to.
Right.
So it was like, well, you know what? Well, one door closed, another one open. God saw something, and it's gonna happen. So
There
I
you go.
went back to school after stroke, actually, and became a preschool teacher. And after I became a preschool teacher, it was important for me to show other stroke survivors that there was still life after stroke, and to never give in to giving up on themselves. So I made it my business to find a way to volunteer in a hospital and to talk to them fresh after stroke so they can see somebody go through what they've been through and tell them that you can still win and you can still be okay and you can still have life. So I started doing that, and now after stroke, I'm traveling like a mug. I take hella trips. I'm I'm all kind of A1 freaky. And I'm just really living my best life because I almost died. So now it's like
There you go.
I don't want to be on my bed with the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I would rather just embrace what is and be happy that I have another opportunity to make the best life that I can make. So I'm just trying to be the best me I can be and get on everybody's show and smile. No,
Hey. I hope I don't say this name wrong, but hi Shinkik. We're happy to have you on too. Huh?
can we call you CC Boo?
There we go. CC. CC. What's up, CC? Happy to
Right,
have
no
you on too.
name. We love you and thank you for watching.
So what was the initial like uh cause of or the outcome of the stroke, like as far as the debilitation towards your body?
Oh, well, initially, after my stroke, beside the welling of the arm. I couldn't walk, talk, or swallow. So this beautiful smile you see today, it wasn't always here after stroke. I had the saggy face and I drooled a lot. My speech was really slurred. Yeah, like I said, I couldn't walk or talk or swallow. So that was fun to have a tube going through your nose and all. Yeah, that was sucky. But I was still singing with that tube in my mouth. I mean, in my nose. And um, yeah, the initial deficits now that it left me with was my left side was paralyzed, but I have movement. So my hand used to be contorted in this weird little way, but I had a thing called a tendon lengthening surgery. So now my fingers can at least be open like you see now. I still don't have a lot of movement there, which I'm still happy about because I have some movement. It was
There you
paralyzed.
go.
I had none of that. So
Mhm.
my toes are still curled up from
Yeah.
stroke. Um, I have I suffer from PTSD and depression and anxiety from stroke. I know you can't tell because this girl loved to smile. That's the one thing it won't steal. But no, that's what stroke actually originally took from me was just my left side. I had a thing called left side neglect where they would have to remind me to look left and to do anything to the left I had to be reminded about. So
Yeah. So did you like start out with the parallel
oh,
bars?
Christine, wait, she said it's Christine, sorry.
Christine Walker.
Yeah, hey girl, we sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
with the YouTube because it's through YouTube, so it signs on with the email instead of Facebook.
oh, got you.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
what you asked me about the parallel bars?
So when you started to learn like how to walk all over again, did you like go through the process of the pillar bars, the walker, and all that stuff, or how did that work for you?
I went through the parallel bars first, and then there was another machine that I still don't know the name of this contraption, but you basically hold to it in front of you, but I couldn't hold on. They had straps for my hands. And I remember them starting my walk by telling me to kick it because I couldn't lift or like I didn't know what to do with that leg. So they would tell me like kick it. So that's how I started walking. Just kick the left leg wherever the hell it went and go. So I started in the parallel bars, then that little crazy contraption that just kind of roll you around. Then I had a walker. Then I had a faux prong cane. Then I had a regular cane. Then I had a walking stick. And then I was like, fuck all them sticks. Because I honestly feel like, yeah, they do help, but at the same time, they hinder. They kept me from getting stronger because I was relying on those tools so much. So once I stopped relying solely on them and only used them when I was going to like unfamiliar territories,
Yeah,
then I got a lot stronger. I can honestly say now I'm almost at that 90%. And for me, that is fucking amazing because to
yeah,
not be able to walk, talk, listen, this girl is winning.
right. Yeah, like when I'm like I'm good walking without a device,
Uh-huh.
but when I get to like a spot that like I'm not familiar with, so
Mm.
say for instance like a whole crowd of people or something like will just come by, like my left foot will turn in,
Uh-huh.
so I got to grab somebody's shoulder that's next to me, just like that whole like comfort thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my left foot doesn't turn in so I don't freaking fall. But yeah, otherwise my left foot turns in. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine does the same thing. I'm actually in the process. I'm going next week to talk to my doctor about that actually, to get my foot to turn straight because right now it does one of these and then my
Hmm.
knee kind of wants to roll.
Hmm.
But if it's straight, it'll do right. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about getting that taken care of because I'm telling you, with this crazy ankle and all, I jumps on this thing. Today I didn't get the chance to record it because I ain't had nobody to hold it for me, but I was playing hopscotch this morning.
Nice.
I'm crazy as hell, Mark. I'm trying to tell you. I be
So
out stroke twerking and all type.
right. I seen it. I seen it. So are you gonna get looking to get in AFO for
No,
your
because I
foot?
have already. I've been through that process, and honestly, I don't like that either.
I don't
Um,
like it either.
the AFO, it also hindered me. And to me, it hurt more than it did help
Yeah,
because my AFO had a strap across the top and across the bottom. And the one across the bottom kind of cuts your circulation off because it has to be tight. So, no, I buy high top shoes and yeah, no. I don't want to rely on nothing right now because number one, I feel like I'm strong enough and as long as I be patient with myself and take my time, I can do it all. I don't need to rely on those contraptions. Don't get me wrong, nothing's wrong with it for people who actually, really need those.
right.
But no, well, yes, I'm a little crazy. Don't worry about it. I'm a little nuts over here. But I actually just jumped out of plane last week. But we'll talk about that. We'll
Yeah,
get to next.
yeah,
But
yeah. We'll cover all that.
no, but yeah, like I say, the AFO thing is cool for people who need it. So I don't want nobody to think that I think something's wrong with it. Just for me, it's not for me because I'm my biggest critic, and I like to feel like I can do things without it as long as I be patient with myself and not try to fit in with the in crowd. You know what I mean? So just take your time, be the best you can be at doing what you do.
There you go. There you go. Now, so you said your sons were 3 and 8 when this happened.
No, when my stroke happened, they were 3 and 5. They
Three,
are
five,
8 and 7
five,
now.
3, 5. And then, do they recall anything
My
in that
old
time frame?
My oldest remembers literally everything, every detail. And the first year it happened, we actually had to put him in counseling because he was dealing with PTSD really, really bad. And he kept kind of reliving that moment because when his dad called me back after I called and said something didn't feel right with me, I think my husband called to check on me to see, how I was doing. I couldn't answer then. So my 5-year-old answered the phone and said, Mommy needs help. So he remembers that and he always talks about it. But now um, he doesn't talk about it anymore because I think I've went out of my way to make sure y'all saw me fall, but you're gonna watch me rise. So now they only see me as strength. They don't believe I can't do anything. They That day never happened to them. If it wasn't for my deficits that I have now with this stuff, nobody would know because even to this day when I'm walking around and people I've been asked was I kicked by a horse and I'm like the fuck no, I had a stroke. And they're like, oh, you poor thing, you so young to have a stroke. And then I want to choke their ass out because I'm like, you think I know that? But fuck it. But no, they don't remember the actual event. They just remember watching me go through therapies and going to the
Yeah,
doctor a lot. And no, they just see me as mommy. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And how long have you and your husband been married?
married. Let's see. We've been married now for 15 years.
15
We
years.
Yeah, we are actually high school sweethearts.
Oh, that's so cute.
We've been together since we were 16. We've been together for 22 years now.
That's awesome.
But it ain't all peaches and cream because that's life. But
Of course.
it's a beautiful thing because you don't see that often, especially in the black community. And it's actually loving and it's not abusive and we ain't beating the shit out of each other. So it's good.
So now, I'm only asking this, because as you know, we are both in a lot of Facebook groups together, stroke
Yeah.
groups. So, do did you find that your husband treated you any different after you had your stroke?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But
What's that? Looks like she froze. We'll see if we can get her back on. Hold on 1 second. See if we can get her back on. Yes, salute. Joi does have some infectious words, kind of hard, some infectious energy. She really does. She is quite an amazing woman to be around. She definitely knows how to bring out the joy in you. No pun intended. But yeah, so I don't know where she went. Let's see what happened. Phone needs to cool down. Get back. All right, let's run it. She'll be back in a little bit. All right, yeah. So as we're discussing, as she was discussing, how everything, happens for a reason and whatnot. And yeah, you're right, Salute. Joy brings joy. You're right. So I think she said her kids were 3 and 5, and that the 5-year-old, her 5-year-old son. Here we go. Oh, you're treading water again, Joy. That's all right. You're all good. You're all good.
Fucking phone problems, okay? Y'all know that's how life happens. It
Right.
just the curveballs we was talking about.
See?
But anyway,
it's all right. I was running to the fence. I was running to the front fence when somebody else was trying to hit the home run, and I caught the ball right before it went over the fence.
Good looking.
And you were right there. So see, nobody struck out. All right.
Nice. Okay, but as I was saying though, seriously, no, everything my husband definitely treated me different after my stroke because I was a different person. But I think one of the reasons he treated me different was partially my own fault. Okay, so after my stroke, I don't know if y'all anything like me, but when I'm going through pain, I need something different to take the pain away, whether it's, humor or whatever the case may be. So for me, after my stroke, I was horny I just wanted to fuck, okay? I just wanted to get it in. So I was ugly as hell, okay? I was hairy from my medicine. My face was droopy. My eyes wasn't sitting right. I was fucked up, and I'm over there, oh, baby, and I'm trying to get some. He wasn't about that damn life. So that was the beginning of the differences right there because I was more horny, whereas he was like, wait a minute, bitch. This ain't who I married.
Right.
And I don't even think it was necessarily about the physical form. I just think my mental was completely different. My emotions were completely different. So it was definitely different because I did a lot more crying. I was way more needy than I've ever been in our whole relationship. So it was just completely new. And for a while, I hated him for it because I think I didn't realize that I didn't have a stroke by myself. Although I was the one who physically went through it, when you're with somebody, they go through it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it so it was a bit rough. And yeah, I just wasn't fucking with him for a minute, but I did touch myself a lot. George, don't be like that. It ain't too much detail. This is the real. This is the truth, George.
No, but speaking on that, uh, like I just said not that long ago, I'm in a lot of groups and I read a lot of people's comments and how they're feeling and this and that, what their problems are, what their emotions are, and this and that, to try to jump in and when I can and give inspiration and whatnot. And that is one of the topics that comes up quite often is after they have suffered a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, their hormones increase,
Mm-hmm.
sexual desires increase. And that is one of the things that a lot of people experience.
Yeah.
So,
And I honestly think that's the brain's way of trying to deal with the pain that it's going through, for real. I don't
mhm.
know how true it is, but it just seemed to make sense to me.
Yeah,
Because I mean, don't nobody want to feel pain, but they love that pleasure.
right. For sure.
you know, but
Why,
that's normal
why you think I have 4 kids and the oldest one's 6 and the youngest one's 3 months? I mean, come on
with your nasty ass. But to me, and it should be nothing that's so taboo. Like everybody, like they get uptight when it comes to that type of conversation. And it's like, but wait, how you think you got here? Your parents had to do that for you to get here. So
now. Right.
let's talk about it because it's real life, and we all go through it. You know what I mean? And some of us are open book, and some of us, we're a little bit more conservative. But
Oh yeah.
they don't need to talk about it because it's real life.
Oh yeah. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but that's all right. It's all right. Because this is only going out on the internet, but
Well, only everybody look at the damn internet, though.
I know, right?
Hey. No, but it's a real thing that needs to happen. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because, like George said, his was reversed. And there's a lot of people like that as well who
Yep.
don't really have a sexual appetite anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for it to be something that's addressed because everybody can learn from each other when it comes to it. And we can all benefit from it in some form or fashion.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly, what I said at the beginning of the show, is, that I hope that, from each and every show that someone can grab, a little piece of it. And that's exactly, why I like to bring up different aspects, from various conversations that I see that I
Right.
like to bring up and touch on, So, for instance, we just brought that up here. So,
Mhm.
so I want to share something that was really beautiful that that my son said to me today.
Okay.
So my 3-year-old and my 6-year-old, they think that daddy has a broken leg,
Okay.
because I walk with a limp or whatever,
They keep. Yeah.
Yeah. So they call it my broken leg, right? And so I'm going to walk outside, and my 6-year-old son, he says, "Dad, can I tell you something?" I said, "What's up, bud?" Well, at first, no, I said, "No, not right now. I'm busy." And then I like looked at him, and he was just like looking at me. I was like, "All right, what's up, bud?" And then he said, "Dad, do you know why you have a broken leg and you have a long beard?" And I said, "Why is that, bud? What's up? Why? Why?" He said, "Because that's how it's supposed to be." And he was like, "Did you know that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I knew that. Did you know that?" Now, so if you like, so he told me that, and like I kind of like just we had that brief conversation right there, and then I went outside and I sat down, and I was just like, wow, my 6-year-old son just told me, basically said that I'm the way that I am
Because you're supposed to be.
because I'm supposed to be, and it it made me realize 2 things: that I brought him up right,
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't see, he doesn't see the person as something different. He just sees the person as a person, right? And the second one, that he's more mature than I thought he was, you know. So yeah, that was something that really touched my heart today, and that was just something I wanted to share, and I felt that it was very applicable to what we're going to be talking to next. And I just want to say happy early Juneteenth Day.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you. I appreciate that. And
Yeah,
I love your son for that because I wish the world thought like he did and saw what he sees. That
yeah,
is almost that is one of the beauties of us having a handicap because our kids get to see us for us and appreciate us for us. So when they go in the world, they don't see color or what you look like on the outside. They see your heart. And that's the part that's more important. So that is amazing that he can see that at such a young age. I just wish the rest of the world was that way because the ignorance that we're living in right now, I literally cried about to my doctor this morning because I have two black sons and I
yeah.
have to raise them in this world. And it's like, we should have been past this since the 1800s. Like, what are we doing? We're going so far back that it's
Hmm.
like, what was it all for to begin with? You know what I mean? So it's heartbreaking. But I do love your son.
Yeah. Now, how old are yours? You said your sons are
11.
8 and 11.
So one is starting middle school in August, and my youngest is going to third grade. And my youngest is already, he's upset at everything right now because he's kind of how we are, where we just don't get it. And
Yeah.
we're just, what the hell wrong with people?
Right.
Like, how can somebody hate somebody else because they look different or because they're different in general? We're all people, we're human, we all bleed the same. So he don't really grasp the idea of racism, but neither do I. And I'm 37. Like, what the fuck? So I'm like, son, welcome to our world. And it's scary and it's unfortunate that we have to explain these things to our children in 2020.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially, when at least, as you said, you don't understand it either. So at least it's coming from an open mind from your end to their brain, I suppose.
Oh
You know.
yeah, definitely. And you know what? I don't even I talk about it enough to where I educate them, but I don't talk about it enough to where I'm angry about it because I don't want them to develop a hatred for the opposite race because of what we're going through. So I go out of my way to make sure they know it ain't just white people, it's black people, all people, people in general, not all people are good people. And you have to understand that ignorance is something that just comes from not knowing. And most people don't know us to not have a fear of us. So that's where the racism comes in at to me. I think that some people were actually taught that growing up, and once they became an adult, they made the choice to keep those morals and values. Because once you get grown, you have the choice to either continue with what your parents taught you or to make a choice. Exactly. Exactly. You get to pick which road you're going to take. And so I just try to make sure they know that they're kings and they are worthy. And just to be good, to treat people the way you want to be treated no matter what color they are. And that's just what I can honestly say. I'm proud of my boys because even now, they are still loving the opposite races or it's not about none of that. They're interested in culture of people and where they come from. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
about color. Cause you
Yeah.
take your damn skin and wear my skin away, what we look like? We ugly as hell with some red, with some muscles and some blood and some bullshit.
Well, I got a lot of fat, so
My fat ain't too far behind. But I mean, we one and the same. I got an innie, you got an Audi. That's the
Yeah,
only difference.
yeah, yeah.
Like everything else to me is irrelevant. And I just wish the rest of the world focused on it. And I try not to even think about it so much because since my stroke, I'm all sensitive and shit, and I be crying. And
I'm,
I be like, but I just don't love us. What would it take? No, but I really don't. I really just don't get it. Because to me, I don't even know if some white people know. I bet some of them white people got some black in their ass and don't even know it.
oh, I'm sure.
I'm about positive. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point? Let's just love each other
Well,
and have a whole kumbaya, we are the world moment.
yeah.
Cause
I
I'm
mean, at this point, there probably is no are hardly anyone that is not of mixed race. So just my theory, but I mean,
No, I'm with you. I don't think that none of us are pure nothing. That's why, honestly, I don't even like referring to myself as black no more, to be honest. Because that's a fucking color. I'm not a color. I'm just a person. My skin is brown. It got hints of red in there. Like, don't fucking tell me I'm black. I'm just a person. Don't. I'm just a person. Can I just not be a person? Like, when I
right?
think of you, I don't think about the white boy Mark. The fuck? No, that's just the homie Mark. Like, what the fuck? So I'm saying, I just wish it was just all calm down. And I tell you what, tomorrow, Juneteenth, I'm turning up, okay? And not in the bad way. I'm not doing no looting and rioting and all the crazy shit that my ignorant folks been doing. But the happy stuff, I'm gonna flood my timeline and everything else with positivity and love, and I'm gonna barbecue because I cook my ass off with my one hand, and I'm just gonna love life and try to pass on good vibes. And I feel
There
like
it is.
or myself, hopefully a trickle effect will happen with whoever else I encounter, and they'll pass it on, and it'll just be a little ripple.
I've been there's this where they're starting to support the black owned businesses
Uh huh.
and been freaking crushing it on the stock market.
Nice.
So if you want, I'm not a stock advisor, but
Good looking. I'm about to
Urban,
tell me which one to hit. I'll get up there.
Urban One. I didn't
Urban,
say that.
you ain't
Urban One. Yep.
okay. I got you.
Yep.
Tonight, I'm on it. I'm writing this
Yep.
down. You don't even know I'm writing this shit. But no, um, love, education, all that is to me the key to changing things. And I'm just hoping that through everything that we're going through with this, this Black Lives Matter and this stupid ass virus and, just everything that's happening in general, I hope that in the very, very near future that we see some real change because um, I'm honestly just getting over hearing black folks getting lynched. And I know people hearing tired of hearing Black Lives Matter and all that shit, but the black people who are going through the shit tired of going through it. So what difference do it make? What you tired of hearing, you know what I mean? So I mean at the end of the day, I really just hope that some good comes from this and people really just start opening their eyes. And I'm talking about the black community to be completely honest. Because I feel like every time we get angry, we go do the same thing. I'm mad. Let me destroy some shit. I'm mad. Let me tear this up. But that ain't helping us at all as a people. You know what I mean? What we teaching our kids that every time you upset, you get to tear it up, you get to destroy something. No, you giving them the reason to shoot and kill your ass. Like let's do better. Let's use this and make some real change happen. So I'm just like I said, I'm just really trying to start with my household because that's all you can do is start with what you can fix. You can't change the rest of the world. You can only lead by example. So I just try not to follow the rest of the pack and make my own way and know the right way. So
Pave a path for others to follow, Joy.
that's it. That's all. Boo. Follow Joy, Yellow Brick Road.
So, do you have any concluding thoughts
Um,
for the community?
I would just like to say, cause I got my little page, my Strengthen You page on
Yes,
Facebook. One of
yes.
the things that I always like to tell people, is when you're down, ain't nowhere else to go but up. So don't be ashamed of falling, cause to get to success, you gotta fail. You won't know where you can go unless you fail. So don't I tell people all the time, be patient. Um, trust in you and trust in God and put one foot in front of the other and take one day at a time. Sometimes that day is too long. Go a minute at a time. Love you more than anybody else can. Because self-esteem is a big thing that contributes to the way we treat people. So when you care and you love yourself more, you can pass that on to other people. So I would just say, just try to embrace that part of you. And yeah, just keep being that love, man. And when you want change in this world, you be that change that you want to see. You be that light at the end of the tunnel. And know that dark days don't last always. You need storm to get the flowers. So just stay bright, y'all. That's all I got for you.
One love, one love. So, yeah, I just wanted to say, and this is all stemming off of what my son said. And it's just like so fitting of, what's going on in the world right now and whatnot, and him saying, to the fact that, I am the way that I am because that's how it's supposed to be, you know.
And
So,
you like you, Mark.
thank you, Joy. Thank you. And, so for all those people that are watching, just know that, as Joy has already said, that there are better days ahead. But, it's all about PMA, positive mental attitude. You need to be grounded. You need to have goals set your goals, set your goals high, but have little goals in between so that when you reach those little goals, you're still motivated because you're reaching the small goals.
Mm-hmm.
Reach the higher goals. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up in a prayer. Are you ready, Joy?
I'm with it. Give me my Jesus. I love me some. Let's get it.
Let's do it. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing joy into my life so that we can share our wisdom and spread our joy and testimonies with everyone and hope that we can bring peace and inspiration and hope to everyone that we reach. And we ask that you continue to watch over all the people in the world and spread peace and love and joy all across the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Joy. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me. Thank y'all for watching. Hope to see y'all again soon. Mark,
Oh,
have me again. And
and
we're going to stroke twerk together.
right. And we have my coffee club on the Genius Network is on Mondays at 5:30. And when's yours, Joy?
Mine is Wednesdays at 5 Mountain Time
So
PM.
mine is 5:30 Pacific Standard Time on Mondays, and Joy's is at
Wednesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Holla at your girl.
on Genius Network. Genius Network is going to be in the description, and then Joy's SNU link will be in the description as well. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank